Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hey, my name is Brittany and I talk all things beauty here on my channel. And in today's video, I'm super excited because the anticipated, she is finally here. This is from Glaminatrix and this is the Nearly Natural palette. Guys, I have been waiting for this palette for so long, but let's just jump into the video and I'll talk about my experience. We'll try the shadows out together, and yeah, I'll give you kind of what my thoughts on this beautiful palette. So let me zoom you in and let's get started. Okay, so it is untouched. Actually, I did my brows with this so far, but other than this shade, it's untouched and I can't wait. It's so pretty. Oh, before we jump into the look, you probably want to see swatches, so let's do swatches now. Okay guys, so here are the beautiful swatches of this palette. The mattes are so pigmented and they swatch very well, and as you can see, these shimmers are very nice as well. They're soft and sparkly. Just what amazing palette. These swatches, man, these are so beautiful. I cannot believe that this palette is finally here and I am filming this video. I've been waiting for this girl for a long time. So first shade I'm going to use is Barely There for a crease shade. And this just like a neutral brown. It's like that perfect everyday brown that you need. These look really pigmented. Okay, so let's start off with, when did I buy this? Don't quote me, but I bought this on the first launch day. And I think it was like June 2nd. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. It was a long time ago, okay? I knew it was a pre-order, but man, it did not ship for a few months, and then it did not get to me until the very end of August. So whenever you're seeing this, it's like it's like as soon as I got this palette, guys. But yeah, I'm an impatient person, and I just was not prepared for how long this was going to take. So I have got really high expectations on this palette. Now let's talk about the price. You're gonna be like, girl. Okay, so this palette was $70 US. And if you didn't know, Glaminatrix is an indie brand out of Australia. So shipping costs $20 because I live in the US. Yeah, I paid that. And so I'm expecting this palette to be bomb. I'm so excited. But yeah, so that's kind of like the backstory on the palette. The brand has called out to me. It just looks so beautiful. And finally, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. Because normally I do not do pre-orders because, they take so long sometimes. But I just really wanted this palette. This looks like, honestly, the palette of my dreams as far as, an everyday, neutral, soft glam, but elevated look kind of palette. It just called to me so much. Okay, so now I'm going to go with the shade Simplicity right here and just kind of layer that because I want to see how well they layer on each other. But so far, ooh, it looks good. And I wanted to say that Doodles by the Bunny designed this palette, and I believe she also named the shades. But I think that she is so talented, and I love looking at her page on Instagram, and I think she did such a lovely job designing this palette. And she's actually, I believe she's doing a collaboration with Gourmand Girls for a Halloween palette, and I cannot wait. I just know it's going to be so beautiful. So those shades are layering on very well with one another, and let me know if you want to see me do a video where I do multiple looks with this palette. But I just kind of wanted to sit on here and chat with you and kind of just, I don't know, get to know the palette with you. Next, I'm going to deepen it up with the green. Ever since I saw this palette being teased, I was like, I hope there's some kind of olive green. And guess what? It's Down to Earth, and I've just been waiting to go on with this shade. So I want this to be my first look, and I'm definitely coating my brush. This shade looks so pretty. Oh, it's grungy when you layer it with those browns, and I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, okay, so this one isn't as pigmented. You kind of have to go in and build it, so it's a very buildable formula. It looks like it's gonna work for everybody, kind of very beginner friendly. You're not just gonna get too much all at once and then be like, great, what do I do now? You know, but oh, that's layering so well with those other browns. I'm just gonna kind of work that on up on the inner corner. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. Okay, now that that green shade is laid down, I want to go in with this super deep shade right here just to deepen it up a little bit. Just a little bit. Sometimes I get like out of hand with these shades, but I'm just going to go in with just a touch, but so far I'm loving it. You'll have to let me know, have you ever done a pre-order before? Because I have, and normally they're like 1 to 2 weeks, like maybe a like 4 week, but that's like the most. So this one I was like, oh my word, it's just something that I'm not used to, but I understand why they have to do it. It's just I'm impatient. But yeah, I would love to know, have you ever done a pre-order? Would you be interested in doing pre-orders, or are you like, no, when I want makeup, whenever I buy makeup, like I want it now? That deep shade is building up really nice. Going back into the green just to kind of help blend those two together. And now it's time to go in with the shimmer. So y'all know, first things first, NYX glitter glue. These shimmers look so sparkly and beautiful. Wow. Okay, I'm going to go in with the shade Exposed because that is that beautiful green shade. And like I said, I have just been wanting to go in with this shade since I saw this palette. Let's see. Very pigmented. Wow. Metallic, guys. Like, this is super blinding. How beautiful is that shade? And I'm just going to kind of take it all the way on the inner corner as well. Now for the inner corner, I'm going to go with the shade Nude. This looks very, like, in tone, unique in a way. Almost like vanilla, like a yellow, but not too much. I don't know, yellow champagne, if that makes sense. I think that would be really complimentary to this beautiful green. I love that. And on top of what we got going on, I want to go with the shade Naked Eye because that shade looks so intense, but I don't want it like over the top, so I'm just going to barely go in to it so it doesn't take over the look, but just to add a little bit more something, you know. Okay, on the lower lash line, let's see, I want to go in with the green and just do that from like outer to inner first, and then we'll deepen it up a bit. So you're gonna have to let me know, did you pick up this palette? If you did pick it up, did it make it to you? Because I have a friend and her palette still has not reached her yet, so that's kind of a bummer for her. She also got the Nocturnal palette, I believe that's what it's called. So she's just kind of still waiting, bless her heart. Now for the, just to deepen it up a little, I'm going to go with the shade Naturally to kind of just mimic what we did on the top. And now I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to add some mascara and then I'll be back to show you the finished look. Guys, so this is the finished look, and now I'm going to zoom you out and give you my first impressions on this palette. But before I do, I kind of wanted to use it as a highlighter because I don't have a highlighter on today, and I thought that would be pretty fun. I'm going to go in with the shade Unveiled first, like this beautiful pink right here. And let's see how it looks as a highlighter. I think that's really pretty. Like, do you see how blinding that is? Pretty. Okay, now that I've got some highlighter on, I'm ready to give you my first impressions on this palette. Man, Anastasia brushes really shed. Okay, anyways, like, I've got the bristles all over me. Just a side note. Okay, anyways, on the palette, I think the packaging is very beautiful. Like, are you kidding me? I think it's so pretty. So she, Doodles by the Bunny did such an amazing job. I think the name is perfect and Nearly Natural. Awesome. Genius. Okay, now on the inside, I love that you get a mirror. I think it's very nice quality mirror. And the shades, I love the color story. I think that it's like neutrals but fun in a way, like elevated as to like the way they sparkle and how shine, like how metallic they are in a way. They're not just like a basic metallic, they have a bit of an extra sparkle, so it can really take the look up here. And as far as the mattes go, I love the tones of them, and I think that they blend very well. It's a very beginner friendly formula. It's not too pigmented, but yet you don't have to go in 100 times. Like, it's a really good formula. And like I said, they layer very well upon one another, and I hardly had any kick up, which is really nice. I had no fallout on my face. That goes for the mattes and the metallics. But yeah, so that's kind of like what I think about as far as like the palette, and as far as like the brand. I knew it was a pre-order. It took a long time, but that's just kind of like what you get with pre-orders. So I'm really glad that I had this palette. Now, about the price point, $70 is really steep for me to do. And then the shipping. So this is like essentially a $90 palette. This is a splurge. I'm definitely happy that I have it, but as far as like would I recommend it to you, I can't sit here and say go out, get this palette, next pre-order, like you need to get it. I don't want to recommend it because one, it takes months and months to get to you, and two, the price point is just really expensive for me. But and if you are looking at this palette and you think that you would wear this all the time, like it's perfect for work, every day, date night, like this palette is very versatile within the tones. And if you're sitting there and you're like, I really want that palette, and you don't have a lot of these tones in your collection, and maybe you're just wanting to splurge for yourself, I think you would absolutely adore this palette. So if you have the funds and you're not impatient like me, then I say go for it, because it's such a beautiful palette and the formula is really good. But please let me know, are you going to get this palette? It's so pretty, and honestly, like this is a perfect wedding palette. Oh, it's so beautiful. But anyways, guys, that is going to wrap up this review. Let me know, do you want to see more looks with this? Do you want to see more YouTube videos with this? Or do you want me to do like Instagram Reel? Please let me know. But I'm going to wrap this up. Wherever you are in the world, I hope that you are doing well. I hope that you're healthy, happy, and safe. Stay beautiful. Bye, guys.